Joining us this morning, Southwest Airlines Chairman and CEO Gary Kelly is with us. Gary, it's good to have you back. Good morning once again.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
First off, our thoughts are with every family affected, the company, as you're working through this period. Talk about the level of attribution between the incident on 1380 and the bookings that you're talking about in the current quarter.
Well, again, thanks for your comments, and obviously, our hearts are heavy, and we're continuing to put our focus on taking care of our customers, and certainly our thoughts and prayers with Jennifer Reardon and her family. So, I think our business is holding up just fine. A little bit of softness is to be expected. We pulled all of our marketing and promotional techniques last week, and they'll be back on this week, and planning for a normal quarter in terms of booking campaigns and sales and things of that nature. So we'll get back on track here, and just again want to thank everybody who has been so supportive over the last week.
Gary, yeah, this is a tough one, although of course the pilot, she's a hero. We should mention that too. Your industry is cash rich for the first time I can ever recall, which means everybody's buying planes. What does that mean for a company like yours that has never had a loss and always had a good balance sheet? Is the competition getting tougher?
Well, I agree with that, Jim, and I think I would also point out that we've never been in a stronger position. So we've got very little debt, we've got a lot of cash, a lot of liquidity. We're growing at a very manageable rate, and we have a lot of fans that love Southwest Airlines. So it's a very competitive environment. We need to continue to evolve our tools and techniques. We've already made some changes after our first quarter results. So we just need to continue to focus on the basics, offer great service, offer a very, very low price, and obviously keep safety as our very highest priority.
All right, Gary, one of the things that people have been calling out over and over again this quarter is what some say a sudden increase in fuel. How are you handling the increase in jet fuel prices?
Well, as I'm sure you all noticed, our margins are really strong, and that's even with higher fuel prices, and they're among the highest in the industry. We also hedge, so the hedging effect on the second quarter is pretty neutral. It's not a negative, it's not really a positive, but if prices continue to go higher from here, we have very solid protection in place. But we're also modernizing our fleet, and that was part of our announcement today. Since December, we've firmed up 80 options for firm delivery on the MAX, and the MAX aircraft is 13 to 14% more fuel efficient. So we'll just continue to look for ways to be more fuel efficient, continue to look for ways to mitigate sharp price increases with our hedging program.
Gary, can you give us an update on the total count of engines that are being expected, and do you think you can put a cap on that by May? Will that be done?
It should be done by the end of May, certainly. Our target when we announced the accelerated inspection schedule last week was to be done in about 30 days. So as of this morning, we've already inspected over 80% of our fleet, including inspections that we had already undertaken dating back to late 2016. So we're on a very accelerated cycle compared to what had previously been done in the industry, which is to look at engines and these fan blades roughly every 18 months or every 3,000 cycles. So yeah, I feel very comfortable with what we're doing. I'm very proud of our folks. GE and Boeing have certainly been supportive, as has the FAA, and of course we're supporting the NTSB in their investigation. But the inspections are going well, and I'm pleased with the results that we're seeing so far.
And although the investigation inspections continue, is there any additional color in what might have brought about fatigue on some of these blades?
Not at this point. I think that's part of the NTSB investigation, and they have 2 investigations that are open. But in the meantime, we'll be doing everything that we can to inspect these blades to make sure that we find any metal fatigue. It is highly unusual to have fatigue in these blades, so The accelerated schedule that we're using will be more than adequate to identify any early warnings, and then we simply replace the blades and they're discarded.
Gary, can you talk about Tammy Jo Schultz and what she means for your airline, what she means for the country?
Well, she's a hero and obviously performed magnificently in a very challenging situation. You know, I love her, and she is representative of 60,000 warriors that we have here at Southwest, but she would be the first to tell you that that entire flight crew did an amazing job. And, you know, we have several customers who stepped up and were very heroic on that flight. So it was a horrible situation and a very dark time. But I think what often happens in these situations is you see real courage emerge, real heroes, real compassion. So there's been a lot of light to be very warmed by in all of this. And I do want to take the opportunity to thank our competitors. We try to beat each other up every day, but when it comes to a time like this, we all come to each other's aid. But in particular, American Airlines in Philadelphia was extraordinarily helpful. So a lot of these things, of course, just touch your soul. So, but Tammy Jo is a hero, and I'll never forget her.
I think your point's well taken. A lot of these, all the majors, all your competitors know what it's like to go through a time of trial, and so they remember that when it's someone else's turn. Gary, we hope you'll come back and continue to give us guidance on the quarter and the inspections. Good to see you again. Thanks very much.
You can count on it, and thanks for having us.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.